It is 7 o'clock on the dot. Embattled Senator Pamela Wallin is expected to address the Senate today as the upper chamber considers a motion to suspend her and two of her colleagues without pay. Senator Mike Duffy delivered an explosive speech in the Senate yesterday. He claims to be a scapegoat in a plan hatched by the Prime Minister's office and several key Conservative senators. Duffy urged his Senate colleagues to reject the Conservative motion to suspend him, Pamela Wallin, and Patrick Brazeau without pay for improper expense claims. Duffy said Prime Minister Harper personally ordered him to repay $90,000 in disallowed housing claims because of the perception of wrongdoing.
Does the Prime Minister regret any of his own actions in the Senate scandal?
Will the Prime Minister take any personal responsibility for this abuse of Canadians' trust?
The fact of the matter is this. As we all know, Mr. Wright himself has said this was a decision he took himself. He admits it was an error of judgment, and he's taken full responsibility.
A sex offender who cut off his electronic monitoring bracelet here in Canada and fled to the U.S. has appeared in a Seattle courtroom on new charges, and he took the unusual step of speaking out. Michael Stanley was arrested in Seattle just minutes after police believe he may have sexually assaulted a 16-year-old boy. Earlier this month, Stanley was being watched by Alberta police after serving prison time when he cut off his monitoring device and headed over the border. Despite his conviction here and new arrest in Washington state, he loudly proclaimed his innocence to the media.
You're saying you've never sexually assaulted anyone?
No. And if I did, don't you think I'd still be doing it? Because that don't stop. I mean, if somebody has that problem, it does not stop. I'm not out there committing crime. I'm not raping people. I'm not killing people. I'm not doing anybody wrong.
In other news, experts are keeping a very close eye on a sea otter this morning. It remains in critical condition after being shot somewhere near Vancouver Island. Greg Harper is at the Vancouver Aquarium's Marine Mammal Rescue Centre with more. Greg?
Jody, I just spoke to a staff member here at the Marine Mammal Rescue Center who says the main concern right now is trying to maintain the otter's body temperature and get it some food as well as an effort to save it continues here. The otter was shot. It was rescued 5 days ago from the shoreline in Tofino. Gunshot wounds to its head, its face, and its body. Doctors say its body was riddled with pellets from a shotgun. A number of procedures have been performed on the otter. Part of its flipper had to be amputated because it was fractured. The shooting has left it blind and unable to groom itself, which is essential for its survival in the wild. Staff at the rescue center say they're doing everything they can to try and save the mammal.
He's not doing great. I'm very, very concerned about him. He's been stabilized somewhat, but he's extremely anemic. We think that's from some primary blood loss at the time of injury, but also as a result of just not being able to feed himself right and not being able to regenerate his red cells like he should.
So who shot the otter and why? That remains unclear. If the otter does survive, doctors say it's going to take months for it to recover. Jody?
And we swap things around sports and this story because, Kyle's up next with your traffic and he loves to talk royal family, and the newest member of Britain's royal family is back in the spotlight. Of course, Prince George, right now being christened during a very private ceremony in central London. Here's the royal family arriving for the event just moments ago. The third in line to the throne being christened at the Chapel Royal. It's a break with royal tradition, though, as high-ranking royals are usually baptized inside Buckingham Palace. 7 people have been named as the prince's godparents. There he is. Kyle, you called it the money shot. There it is.